everything you've done for us, and we hope that you can find peace in this hour of your mother's passing. And now Gil's going to make his way over, and we'll have a final comment here on what was a heck of a battle. Really a terrific fight between Lou Del Valle and Virgil Hill. And, you know, we talk so much about experience and what it means in the ring. Ultimately, tonight, I'm sure you're going to tell me that that was the difference.
Well, absolutely, it was the difference. You know, Lou Del Valle fought a great fight, but again, Virgil Hill had all of those long championship fights, and you can see the experience. The one time when Del Valle really hurt him badly, he knew enough to hang on, fool everybody, and stay in the fight, and fool Del Valle as well.
Light heavyweight division has long been overlooked in terms of star value and star potential. Certainly there are interesting fights on the horizon for Del Valle, as well as for Virgil Hill, who might fight again against Fabrice Tiozzo, who might look down the road toward a possible meeting with Roy Jones Jr. if he would come to this division, who could go to Germany and fight against Henry Maska, who's become a huge star over there in Germany. All of those sound like interesting fights.
Oh, they're all good fights for Virgil Hill as well, and the big money fight, again, is with Roy Jones Jr. You know, Lou Del Valle worked as a sparring partner for Roy Jones, and he said he did very well with Roy Jones. And if he did very well, I guess a fight between Virgil Hill and Roy Jones Jr. would be a big, big fight anywhere.
So plenty to come in the future, we hope, for both Hill and Del Valle, both of whom gave us a terrific showing here tonight. Gil, thanks very much as always. And we'll be back with a final word on what happened here in the ring in just a moment. Right now, let's look ahead to some upcoming programs on HBO.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
The bat signal is not a beeper.
Night, please. Midnight.
I'm a part of this whether you like it or not.
Blast him!
The biggest movie of 1995 to hit pay TV, Batman Forever, premieres Saturday, May 4th on HBO.
Something very heavy is about to go down. Brace yourself for one rare night, 3 huge fights, and 6 big men. Live from Madison Square Garden, 6 of the world's best heavyweights are pumped and primed for one of boxing's biggest nights.
1.
Witherspoon versus Gonzalez.
2.
Lewis versus Mercer.
3.
Holyfield versus Chez. Something very heavy is about to go down. A heavyweight triple header, coming in May on HBO.
Our third edition of Boxing After Dark brought unusual action, as has always been the case, in the heavyweight battle between Obed Sullivan and Buster Mathis Jr. There were accidental headbutts on both sides, a particularly deep cut over the right eye of Sullivan, another cut over the brow of Mathis. The fight was stopped after 4 rounds, and it is a no contest. Neither fighter gets anything on his record. And then Virgil Hill, fighting for the 22nd time in his 42-bout career in his home state of North Dakota, fighting in his 22nd World Championship fight. Got a typical Virgil Hill unanimous decision, a little tougher than most, as Lou Del Valle was able to put him on the canvas, rake him with left hands throughout, and leave his marks on Hill's face. But Hill, with a greater activity level, professionalism down the stretch, won the unanimous decision. Coming up immediately following Boxing After Dark, stay tuned for Dangerous Indiscretion right here on HBO. And in May, catch the next installment of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Among the show's features, a look at one case illustration of the dangers of boxing. The 2 brief boxing life and death of Jimmy Garcia. Larry Merchant reports in May on Real Sports. So now for Gil Clancy and Harold Letterman, I'm Jim Lampley saying goodbye from Grand Forks, North Dakota. The executive producer of HBO Sports is Ross Greenberg. Tonight's coverage of Boxing After Dark was produced by Dave Harmon and directed by Mark Payton. The associate producers, Brian McDonald and Dave Leipson. Assistants to the producer, Thomas Odelfelt and John Crystal. The production managers, Janet King and John McCallie. And the technical supervisor was Bob Hunter.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports, the network of champions.
Late on a Saturday night is when the action gets hot. HBO Boxing After Dark. Undefeated Enrique Sanchez versus Ricardo Vargas. World Super Featherweight Champion Azuma Nelson versus Jesse James Leija in their third decisive battle. Coming in June on HBO. Some of the best in the business work the night shift.
Next on HBO. An ad exec learns that philandering doesn't pay when the powerful husband of one of his lovers discovers their dangerous indiscretion. Something special's on next.